What's up, YouTube? Coming at you with another survival kit. So this is an EDC kit that I've been working on for the last couple of weeks. You might notice this bag from my first camping video. It's a little bit different now. It now comes with everything for food, water, shelter, and also all the 5 C's of survival are packed in here. And it is about the size of my hand when opened up. Now, this isn't something you can fit into your pocket, but it is something that you can fit into the console of your car, your backpack, things of that nature, and a sleeping bag. So the weather's pretty bad, but I think it's gonna be good. With that being said, let's get into it. What's up? We just found a nice little camp spot. This is a big old rock. I don't think we're gonna camp on top of it. I'm standing on top of it right now. I don't know if you can see the ledge. I'm gonna have to get a better picture of this, but yeah, I think this will do. So here's a better picture of what I was just standing on. Right there's the top of the rock, and right down in there, I think is where we're gonna camp tonight. Yeah, this is perfect. Look at this. So, it's right beside the water. There's Duke down there. I don't know if you see him. All right, so we just made it. I'm gonna take this off and get into the pack. So this is a nice, wonderful spot filled with fresh water and firewood. So let's get into it. So there's a bunch of fresh water just dripping off this rock. This seems to be some sort of decayed nest of some sort. But I think this is a good spot. So now that we're here, I think it's a good time to get more in depth into the EDC kit. So this thing just explodes whenever you open it up, full of stuff. So this is the Zippo multi-tool. It's got basically everything you need for starting a fire. Also got a container for water. And also a water filter. Paracord bracelet. Little flashlight. Now for food rations, we have a fishing kit. So right there is some water, nice little stream. I don't know if you see that. But it's good. Nice little fire kit. Here's all the fire starter you need. Mag stick. Survival blanket. Poncho. A little bit of aluminum foil. Pocket knife. So in here I got a bunch of information, like the little mini survival kit, how to tie ropes, Fresnel lens, 2 handy dandy pocket saws, and this is all water purification tablets, all of it, and this is a compass and signaling mirror. And that's about everything in this pack, except for the bandana. So, in here, in the front pocket, there is a first aid kit. And this sleeping bag. So one of the first items I'm going to use is the pocket saws. and get a shelter started. So I'm going to try to make a little square out of sticks and tie this to the square, if that makes sense. So when gathering firewood and building materials, you kind of want to aim for trees like this here in the middle. You can see that it looks alive until you reach the top here, and it's good as dead. So this is one of the trees we're going to be aiming for, and a couple other. Sometimes you can just pull these right up out of the ground when they're dead like that. All right, so I got all the sticks I need. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm gonna use this paracord bracelet, knot tying instructions, and this thermal blanket to put a wall along here. All right, so we got the basic shelter kind of up, and as you can tell, it's pretty roomy on the inside in here, and we still got a lot more to unpack into this gear. Now, it does come with an emergency poncho, and I would use that for a teepee instead of doing something like this. I know this isn't the best and the greatest of shelters, but there's a lot of water dripping down from the boulder, and I don't want to get wet tonight. So this is actually just perfect, good enough for me. Once you get on the inside here, there's a lot of reflective material to bounce your heat right back to you. So this is the sleeping bag. I don't know if you've seen these before. They're ultra lightweight and reflective. So we're gonna have a lot of heat being reflected back to us tonight, and we're gonna stay warm. Right now it's about the middle of February, and it's almost 60 degrees out today. It's very hot, very humid. A lot of the snow's been melting, which allots to the humidity. But if you look down at the river, there's still little bits of snow melting. So this is what we got working with so far. I really like these sleeping bags. I've used these before, and they work great. They work better than you would think for how small they are. But we got a lot more to unpack. I think we're gonna go get some fresh water and go from there. So it's only about 2 or 3 o'clock, but the sky is just so dark. It looks like it's nighttime already. And right now it's sprinkling. So I'm gonna collect this water and head back up to camp. So here's that stream, and right up there is camp. So we're not too far off. But we're gonna fill up our water jug and get to drinking. All right, so it's starting to rain pretty heavy, but we do got the water filled up, so that's a plus. So I think I'm gonna run back to camp, try to get under some shelter and dry out, and possibly get a fire going. I don't know. It's honestly only 2 o'clock. It's a little too early for a fire, but if we do get wet, it would be nice to have one. So I don't know. So the water we just collected is actually bigger than the whole pack we brought it in. That's nice. That's real nice. So we're back at camp, and this whole boulder is actually leaning just a little bit that way. So it's creating a nice little canopy for the rain just to lay down over here. So I think me and Duke are just gonna wait out the rain. There's really not much to do. It is raining, so you gotta stay dry, but honestly, it's like 60 degrees out, and it's February, so fire isn't really necessary. Food, I had a big breakfast, and the stream, I don't see any fish besides minnows. So maybe if we follow the stream to the river, we can get something. But I'm not too worried about it. I'm not a good fisherman whatsoever. So even if I tried, I probably wouldn't get anything. And I'm more of a catch and release kind of guy anyways. So I just wanted to sit here and talk about this sleeping bag for a moment. These things are awesome. Just absolutely awesome. It's the only thing I couldn't fit with inside the bag itself. But if I got rid of the emergency poncho and the emergency blanket, I can fit it in there. So I just deemed it more necessary to have the emergency poncho and blanket because this is more of a waterproof material. But these reflect about 70-80% of your heat back to you. And I know that from experience. They don't do well for insulation, but they are breathable. So I've had these and bivvies before, and you wake up and you're sweating because there's nowhere for the moisture to go. And this material is breathable. It's a nylon. It's just real good stuff. This thing right here is a 10 out of 10 recommend to line your sleeping bag, stash in your car, take with you anywhere. With it being the middle of February and all, I am a little concerned about the weather tonight with it raining and everything. I'm just a little afraid that it's going to get to freezing temperatures. So even though I am extremely hot right now and I'm sweating, I am going to get a fire going for tonight. So this is actually perfect. You see this fallen tree, how it has all these little twigs? They just snap right off. These are perfect for fire. So I'm gonna grab a couple of these and get to going. You know, there's something peaceful about all this. That right there is the trail right in front of us. I can hear the water. I feel like an old man sitting on his porch, watching his lawn grow. But this is nice. What's up? So it's nighttime already, and we still got the fire going. the night has just started. All the animals came out and the sky is cleared up. So with it being in the middle of February, that means that tonight is going to cool down a lot drastically. So situations like this can be dangerous because earlier it was raining and tonight it's going to be super cold. So a lot of hikers can die from hypothermia. So it's important to keep a fire going. So I got this fire going right here against this rock, which acts as a nice heat shield. And then over here, hold on, let me grab the flashlight. Over here we have the setup. We got Duke. And we got the fire. It's about everything we need to survive the night. You may notice that my fire isn't all that big, and that's on purpose because this cave is very, very small, and my little sleeping area is also very small, and a lot of the material I packed in this pack is reflective, meaning a lot of my heat is going to get bounced back to me. So in a night like tonight, I don't want to fall asleep sweating and wake up in sub-freezing temperatures. So I have just a very, very small fire to keep me going through the night. And there's plenty of firewood around to keep this going, so I'm not too worried about it. Well, it is getting late, so I think it's about time to go to bed, huh? Good morning. We survived. Barely. It was a rough night last night. I didn't sleep well. This was highly uncomfortable. And I didn't eat much. Duke ate all his kibble, so I'm hungry. I want to get out of here. So I think that's it. So right there's the sleeping bag. We'll be able to pack this thing right up. And here is this contraption. We got a little bit of rain on us last night, but we stayed dry. So I was able to pack the sleeping bag right back up, but the Mylar and the water I'm gonna have to carry.